This module is going to be a refresher for those students in my VPT 1030 Intro to Video and Audio class how to update a title that you have made that's already in the timeline, and you want to just open it back up with the Avid title tool and make a quick change. So I've got 3 different versions of this. I've got a version I made only in the Avid title tool. So this first one here, let me cut the layers back on. So this has been arranged with only the Avid title tool, which is beneficial because if I want to go back in here and make a change to Bjorn's name, I can. Like originally I misspelled his name. So when you're working with international clients, even though you take notes and you get their business card, you know, you're traveling internationally, so sometimes you lose the business card. And of course I could go online and find it, but anyway, I forgot the accent marks above his, the trim marks above the O. So I had to go back as a professional world setting and update it. It's no big deal. It's easy with the Avid title tool. Now, I have 3 different versions of this. So the first version is only composed with the Avid title tool. The second version is composed with, it's a hybrid. It's got his name created with the Avid title tool, but the rest of the background of the lower third is one layer that's in Photoshop. So I can cut that off, one of those layers off here, and so, you know, the text only exists in the Avid title tool. Now again, this is beneficial because I can quickly open Bjorn van Lith and his lower third in the Avid title tool and make a quick change. Okay, this third version is only Photoshop. So Photoshop's great because you have all these wonderful opportunities to tweak and adjust your graphics. And if we were doing something for like motocross, we could literally like paint mud onto the television screen in Photoshop. So you've got a wonderful array of tools, and if you're creative and learn how to use it, you can do this great looking stuff. But if I misspell his name in Photoshop, then I have to go back into Photoshop and, you know, open up Photoshop, fix it, save it to the right spot, you know, of course. And then I got to re-import it back into Avid, making sure, of course, that my Avid import settings are still set correctly for this particular graphic. And then I got to load it up and actually do the edit. So I have to go through the whole process over again. So the goal of this exercise is to remind you guys that you can create your text that's editable in the Avid title tool and the background in Photoshop, and you have the best of both worlds. So I give the hybrid option the A+ for flexibility. Okay, so if I want to change the title tool, or excuse me, the title with the Avid title tool, this is how you do it. I'm going to add something to Bjorn van Lith's name, or his lower third graphic. So I need to make sure that I figure out which track that's on. So it's here. It's on track 4. So I make sure that track 4 is enabled. I went ahead and put the target on it, the source indicator on track 4 too, but you don't have to do that. But I'm going to put my blue position indicator on top of the media asset, make sure that the track is enabled and highlighted, and I'll then open up my effects editor, go into effect mode there, looks like the seat belts, and I'll click on edit title. Now mine automatically promoted to the Avid title tool. In the intro class, you guys, we want to stay in the Avid title tool at least until the end of the semester. So when it asks you, do you want to promote this thing to Marquee, which Marquee is this whole other huge application that does 3D space, and you guys might not want to jump into that if you're in the intro class right now. So you just hit no because you don't want to promote it to Marquee. You want to promote it to the Avid title tool. And I checked the little checkbox persist and then clicked on Avid title tool, so now it automatically opens up in the Avid title tool. So just be aware, you want to stay in the Avid title tool. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and make a change here. I'm going to call him the hotel, or let's say I misspelled it. Let's say it was hotel, and he's not a hotel manager, he's the hostel manager. So I add the S in hostel and I make it beautiful. And I changed, you know, I edited it a bit. So now what I'll do is I'll just save that simple edit, right mouse click, save title as, go ahead and commit to saving it, and Lower third final 05 is a great name for this thing. I don't want to put it in the timeline bin. I'm going to put it in the graphics bin. That's helpful to be organized. And if you're working at Pellissippi State in Knoxville, Tennessee, in the Media Technologies Video Production Department, you do not want to save it to the hard drive. You want to save it to your server partition, which should be VPT 1030 PO1, PO3, or PO2. So save it to your workspace. Do not save it to the hard drive, because when you restart that machine the next day, it will be erased because of the way those machines are networked. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save, and it'll take it a sec. Okay, the Avid title tool disappears, and my graphic is automatically updated in the Avid title tool, and it's beautiful. It says hostel instead of hotel. Alright, so that's just a reminder. And again, I'm going to do it one more time. Put your position indicator on the asset that you want to manipulate. Turn on the track, or target the track that you want to manipulate on. I mean, I've got 3 graphics, and I want to work with the text, so I got to put my position indicator on the text layer there. This happens to be layer 3. Open up the effects editor, go into edit title tool, persist to marquee, hit no, and then here we are, and we can change this thing. Maybe this time I'll do something incorrect, and I'll add a double E to the end of his name just to show you. Right mouse click, save title as. Graphics, and you'll see that now I have completely misspelled his name. Oops, I better fix that, but there it is. So Bjorn van Leethy, no, it's just, I gotta get rid of those E's. So that wraps up this segment. So remember your effects editor, and you will be good to go. Okay.